Hey folks, this is a blind artist in Pennsylvania. Just a greeting, wishing you only the best. I'd just like to give you a little background information. I went blind in August of 2012. I'm not fully blind, I'm legally blind. Remembering that 90% of the blind are partially or legally blind. 10% are fully lights out. Example, Jose Feliciano was born with congenital glaucoma, hasn't seen a drop of daylight since the day he was born. Stevie Wonder is completely blind. Ray Charles is completely blind. All these folks who you think are quite gifted have had to make their way through the world without sight. I have, very poor vision. I can't drive. I can't read without adaptive technology. There are probably a couple thousand things I can't do now as a result. But what I want to tell people is there's at least 10,000 things I still can do, and I still am doing. So I'm going to say briefly, I had a phone conversation years and years ago with W. Mitchell. Tony Robbins talks about him. W. Mitchell was a cable car driver, was leaving work and dumped his motorcycle, and in that wreck dumped gasoline all over his body and burned, I think, 80% of his body. And then two years later, he crashed his plane on takeoff, and he's now a paraplegic. But they also wheel W. Mitchell up onto stage to motivate people. And I talked with W. Mitchell on the phone because I was a struggling psychotherapist and I really wanted to make something happen. And he said, here's the first advice he gave me. He said, write a 100-page book and launch that. And I did. I wrote a speed reading program. I actually got a trademark. It's called the New Light Speed Reading Program. I've since kind of laid it down. People are doing less and less of that because of Kindles and tablets, etc. But his program was called It's Not What Happens to You, It's What You Do with It. And he certainly did something with what happened to him, and you can too. It's not the obstacles, it's how you overcome them that you're going to be measured in the end. Thanks for the view, and thanks for admiring the work that I'm doing. I paint with visual or digital eyes. Have a great day. Thanks.